invocation by Chaplain Carlton Birch, opening remarks by the DLA Director, and formal recognition of DLA civilian and military award recipients. Now please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party, presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem, and the invocation.
Colors, oh, colors, present, home.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets in glee, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colors, right shoulder, arms. Colors, colors turn, march.
Hot, 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 hot,
Good morning. Would you pray with me? Dear God, in this season of hope and blessings, we take time to acknowledge you as the source of all blessings. But we realize that often your blessings come in the form of people who go above and beyond to make our lives easier, more productive, more resilient, and more fun. We thank you for these employees we recognize today for being a blessing to DLA. May their hard work, dedication, and ingenuity continue to enrich our lives, not only this holiday season, but in the months and years to come. Amen.
Please be seated. Our host for today's ceremony, Lieutenant General Darrell Williams, directs the Department of Defense's premier combat logistics support agency. The Defense Logistics Agency is responsible for providing a variety of logistics, acquisition, and technical services in peace and in war in support of the military services and other federal agencies. DLA's worldwide mission is performed by nearly 27,000 military and civilian logistics professionals. Now please welcome Lieutenant General Williams.
Good morning, everyone. In my 34 years of military service, I'm not sure I've seen a better looking audience. You guys look great today. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. On behalf of Myra and myself, thank you for joining us for the 50th Annual Employee Recognition Awards. And so to Mr. Case, Command Master Chief Bromstadt, our major subordinate command commanders, our J&D code directors, senior leaders, employees, we're honoring today. And to our DLA teammates, whether you're here in the audience or whether you're listening to us from somewhere around the world, I want to say thank you and welcome to today's ceremony. Thank you to Ms. Ream for emceeing today's event, to Chaplain Birch for those inspiring words, to Marine Gunnery Sergeant Sarah Sheffield for her beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and to the Military District of Washington Joint Color Guard for always presenting a flawless performance. Also, thank you to DLA Human Resources Team, the mighty J1. Can I get a hooah? For organizing this great event once again. A round of applause, please, for all of the participants and organizers of today's ceremony. Today is indeed a special day because it is now a half century ago since Air Force Lieutenant General Earl C. Hedlund, the agency's third director, established this ceremony as a way to honor our outstanding employees. And so it was 1967, the Defense Supply Agency at the time was 6 years old at headquarters at Cameron Station in Alexandria, Virginia. We were supporting our military in the midst of expanding operations in the Vietnam War, and America was listening to Otis Redding, Aretha Franklin, and the Beatles on their AM radios. And so during that first ceremony, Lieutenant General Hedlund said he wanted to recognize employees who, quote, are willing to do more than their job descriptions call for and who are doing their jobs in a superlative fashion. This ceremony featured awards for the 10 Outstanding Employees of the Year, a category which we still have today. Now, we've expanded the program a little bit since then. Today, we have 12 award categories, and we'll present 56 awards to 43 individuals and 13 teams or organizations. We continue this ceremony each year to show our appreciation for the phenomenal accomplishments of our DLA workforce and also to draw inspiration from their examples. There were scores of nominations this year, which means there's a lot of pride and performance out there sitting in this room and across our workforce. And so to have to pick from the best of the best of over 27,000 employees is a difficult task, but it is one that I welcome readily. I'd like to thank all of our supervisors out there for taking the time to recognize your employees for their great work. I understand that it's a little extra work and extra duty for you, but it is so important to improving and maintaining the culture that we have here at DLA. Our people, as I will continue to say, are the secret sauce of our organization, and that they are responsible for everything that is that we do. I encourage all of our supervisors to nominate even more employees next year and increase the workload of our judges. I've only been here at DLA since June of this year, but in that time, I've done quite a bit of travel. And so from the PACOM and the UCOM areas of operations and theaters to all over the United States, I've met with combatant commanders, service leaders, whole of government partners, industry partners, and more. And I can tell you, and Command Master Chief Bromstadt can attest to it, because he travels with me, that our customers truly appreciate what DLA brings to the table in support of their missions. They know that DLA, and they know that DLA provides effective and efficient solutions to logistics challenges that they face. And that's a powerful testimony to all of you in this room and to our entire DLA workforce. Your experience, your knowledge, your talent, and your dedication to supporting the warfighter and to all of our strategic goals creates and cements a reputation among our customers, an excellent reputation. And in my travels, I've met many of you. I've talked to many of you. I've seen you work, and I'm incredibly impressed by what I see as the director. And so it's obvious to me that even in the performance of your routine duties, you never forget who it is that you're serving. And so during my trip to PACOM in August, I met many of our outstanding DLA teams in Japan and in Korea and in Hawaii, who provide critical support to our customers in that vast and very important region. And in November, I was privileged to meet with our superb personnel in Europe, serving the EUCOM and the AFRICOM theaters. And just last week, I was at Utah, engaging with DLA personnel who serve our nuclear and aviation communities at Hill Air Force Base. And whenever Command Master Chief Bromstad and wherever we go, we are always struck by what we see as a common thread that runs throughout all of our employees. We see a workforce motivated by a cause much greater than itself. We're motivated by our support to the warfighter and our support to our nation. And so this conviction, I think, results in a strong commitment to this agency, a keen focus on the mission, and a willingness to provide unparalleled support to our customers. At no time was this more evident than during the disaster relief efforts following the back-to-back-to-back hurricanes we experienced just this past fall. I was able to see firsthand how the DLA team responded with unprecedented support and skill. I just want to let you know that as your director, I've never been prouder of an organization than I was of the incredible support and service that DLA provided during this very critical time. At this time, I would ask that for the efforts that you all provided in taking care of our fellow Americans, I would ask you to, again, give yourselves a round of applause. And so our award recipients today are representatives of a larger body of folks that I see when I travel around the agency. We have phenomenal people at DLA, and I'm looking forward to recognizing some of our very finest. We get to meet a lot of great colleagues who came from all over the agency. While some work in this building, others travel from faraway places in the United States and indeed from many places around the globe. And so to our honorees, you are leaders, and you are indeed the best of the best. You have demonstrated exceptional performance above and beyond the call of duty. You've shown a burning desire to improve our organization while fostering a culture of dignity and respect within our workforce. You are, as Lieutenant General Hedlund said 50 years ago, doing your job in a superlative fashion. And so I want you to know that I personally appreciate the positive impact that you have made on the DLA and our entire organization. I'm very grateful for what you do, and I thank you for your support. I'd like to conclude by wishing everyone happy holidays and by imploring each of you to please take care of yourselves and to take care of our workforce during this very busy but very magical time of year here in the United States of America. We want everyone back rested after the holidays, relaxed and resilient. And so please stay safe on your travels, enjoy a lot of great food, and remember that over the holiday period, pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie have no calories. And please remember our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and civilians deployed overseas and the family members who support them. They will experience separation again from their loved ones this holiday season, and we need to appreciate the sacrifice that our troops and their families make on our behalf. And so to Ted, Command Master Chief Bromstad, I look forward to working with you both for the rest of this year to lead this great agency. And now it's time for us to recognize the accomplishments of folks who have done the heavy lifting over this past year. Thank you all for everything that you do. Warfighter first. May God bless each and every one of you. May he bless this agency, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
Thank you, sir. We're gathered this morning to recognize DLA team members who exemplify the standard for excellence set by this agency. These employees and military members have demonstrated leadership, hard work, and a sense of commitment in support of DLA's mission and our nation's warfighters. As dedicated professionals, they continuously strive to improve their performance with a focus and strong commitment to the DLA mission. We're proud of their accomplishments, and today we take the time to publicly thank them and express our appreciation for their outstanding achievements. The first category of awards is the 10 Outstanding DLA Personnel of the Year. These awards recognize deserving civilian and military personnel who have consistently exceeded the expectations of their positions. Individuals nominated for this award have also been acknowledged by their peers as model performers. From a pool of 36 individual nominations, we're pleased to honor DLA's 10 Outstanding Personnel of the Year. The first recipient is Michael Daigle of DLA Distribution. Mr. Daigle received this award posthumously. Troy Barker and Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Bedetti, the commander of DLA Distribution Corpus Christi, Texas, are accepting on his family's behalf. Mr. Daigle was recognized for his superior performance as a distribution process worker leader of the Preservation, Packaging, Packing, and Marking Bulk Team at DLA Distribution Corpus Christi. He had an unwavering dedication to the agency and DLA distribution mission, and ultimately to the warfighter. He continuously sought out opportunities for process improvements, and his exemplary performance and noteworthy accomplishments set him apart. Mr. Michael Daigle. Devin Humphrey, DLA Distribution. Brigadier General John Lascotti, DLA Distribution Commander, will accept on his behalf. As the number one, Mr. Humphrey is a results-oriented distribution process worker who is laser-focused on his assigned mission. His outstanding efforts were major catalysts in guiding DLA Distribution Warner Robins, Georgia's kitting unit to become a pillar of excellence, providing unparalleled support to the warfighter. Mr. Devin Humphrey. Emmanuel Lee, DLA Distribution. As the number one distribution process worker at DLA Distribution Norfolk, Mr. Lee led the processing of more than 4,200 items for disposal, equaling more than 18,000 metric tons, an effort that gained the distribution center more than 7,000 square feet of storage space. His outstanding record of accomplishment at DLA Distribution Norfolk won him respect and admiration throughout the command. Mr. Emmanuel Lee. Renee Ellis, DLA, Land and Maritime. Ms. Ellis, a purchasing agent for the Maritime Post-Award Contract Closeout Team, has established herself as one of the most productive administrators in DLA Land and Maritime. In particular, from October 2016 to May 2017, she completed the contract closeout process for over 4,000 existing contracts. Ms. Ellis is the cornerstone of the organization's success in maintaining audit readiness and contract integrity for the U.S. taxpayers. Ms. Renee Ellis. Army Sergeant First Class Nicholas Braddock, DLA Energy. Sergeant First Class Braddock demonstrated superior performance in the execution of his duties as the non-commissioned officer in charge of DLA Energy Korea. His understanding of the Korean family of plans and DLA support plan and contingency is unparalleled. His spirit of teamwork, high-level analytic skills, ability to simplify complex processes, and patience to coach exercise augmentees in support of the U.S. Forces Korea warfighters are several of many reasons why he's deserving of this recognition. Sergeant First Class. Mark Chesson, DLA Distribution. From his first day as the Accountable Property Officer at DLA Distribution San Joaquin, Mr. Chesson has never settled for anything less than perfection, quickly taking a stagnant program and making improvements at every opportunity. He consistently performed in an exceptional fashion and directly contributed to the distribution center's many successes throughout the year. Mr. Mark Chesson. Anna Bossman, DLA Aviation. Ms. Bossman's support to Naval Air Station Oceana has been exemplary. She consistently provides exceptional service to 18 squadrons and 64 fleet readiness work centers by assisting with expediting and providing tracking and status updates on high-priority requisitions. Her expertise is valued and relied upon to provide senior leadership with updates on parts directly impacting the fleet. Ms. Anna Bossman. Larry Boss, DLA Land and Maritime. Mr. Boss was instrumental in streamlining the testing of passive components by developing automated test programs on laptops to provide a faster and more consistent test process to all testers. He created several new test fixtures to increase test capability in support of the entire agency and consistently provides high levels of productivity. Mr. Larry Boss. Shannon Fry, DLA Distribution. As DLA Distribution's lead for resource and workload management, Ms. Fry spearheaded the command's efforts to expertly right-size the workforce during a fiscally tumultuous year. During 2016, the agency levied a significant resource reduction onto DLA Distribution that totaled 260 full-time equivalent positions. Ms. Fry is a consummate team leader who exceeded the command's expectations. Ms. Shannon Fry. Sadia Walton, Office of the DLA Chief of Staff. Ms. Walton provides expertise in the development, dissemination, implementation, integration, and improvement of program requirements. This includes her stewardship of the $20 million operations portfolio for installation support energy. Her resolve for excellence resonated into the workplace, where she served as a volunteer trainer for the new DoD Performance Management and Appraisal System. Ms. Sadia Walton. This concludes the presentations of DLA's 10 Outstanding Personnel of the Year Awards. We now turn to the DLA Leader of the Year Awards, which recognize DLA leaders from every segment of the workforce whose outstanding accomplishments and commitment to leadership merit special recognition. Leader of the Year Awards recognize outstanding performance in DLA leader competencies. 4 DLA Leader of the Year Awards are being presented today. Mr. Brad Bunn, Director of DLA Human Resources, will be participating in the presentation of this set of awards. The Level 1 Non-Supervisory Employees Leader of the Year Award recipient is Brett Bodine from DLA Energy. Mr. Bodine demonstrated superior performance in the execution of his duties as fuels distribution system operator for DLA Energy Okinawa. During the year, he delivered excellent performance, fostered teamwork within the organization, and was a key mentor to his coworkers. He forged stronger relationships with our partners, customers, and suppliers. Mr. Brett Bodine. The Level 2 Team Leaders and Project Leaders Leader of the Year Award recipient is Michael Rector, DLA Logistics Operations. Mr. Rector is a consummate professional who consistently demonstrates excellent accountability, decisiveness, influence, negotiating, and team-building skills, and is lauded throughout the DoD as an expert and leader in the operational contract support field. He served as the principal OCS planner at U.S. Central Command for 6 years, where he earned a reputation as a pioneer who designed and implemented many OCS concepts. Mr. Michael Rector. The Level 3 New Civilian Supervisors Leader of the Year recipient is Michael Timbang, DLA Distribution. Mr. Timbang led the Mapping Support Office, a team responsible for managing the receipt, storage, distribution, and resupply and shipment of 2.5 million maps, encompassing 13,000 line items. His expertise as a logistics manager and seasoned Air Force officer allowed him to make an immediate impact on personnel, operations, and customer engagement. Mr. Michael Timbang. The Level 4 Experienced Leaders, Managers, and Supervisors Leader of the Year recipient is Tara Nguyen, DLA Information Operations. Ms. Nguyen is a transformational leader who guided the DLA Equipment Management Solutions Program through records level of performance and achievement. Her focus on process excellence and team building based on empowerment and problem solving led to the re-engineering of the EMS program, resulting in a way forward to achieving a best-in-class designation from the Office of Management and Budget. Ms. Tara Nguyen. At this time, we'd like to announce that William Kenny of DLA Troop Support has been named a recipient of the fiscal year 2017 Meritorious Executive Presidential Rank Award. Wow. Mr. Kenny has shown extraordinary vision in introducing innovative acquisition initiatives to DLA in his role as Acquisition Executive of DLA Troop Support Contracting and Acquisition Management. His stalwart and engaged leadership has played a critical role in making DLA the exceptional organization it has become, the preeminent combatant commanders logistics provider. Mr. William Kenny. This concludes the DLA Leader of the Year Awards. Our next category is the annual DLA Employee of the Quarter Recognition Award. This award was established to provide agency-wide recognition to 3 civilian employees from the quarterly DLA competition whose exemplary performance, humanitarian service, or teamwork merited further recognition. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category A, civilian grades 1 through 6, is Trevor Downing, DLA Distribution. Mr. Downing distinguished himself through his superior performance as the ad hoc and denial coordinator. As the ad hoc coordinator, he was responsible for managing 996 Florida book ad hocs, designated as Inventory Integrity Denial Coordinator. Mr. Downing expeditiously maintained superior performance and has proven himself without peer. Mr. Trevor Downing. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category B, civilian grades 7 through 12, is Tremaine Hampton, DLA Energy. Mr. Hampton distinguished himself in DLA Central, DLA Disposition Services Kuwait, with exceptional customer service and marketing outreach. His efforts yielded reutilization acquisitions valued over $22 million, including a single-month record total of $11.1 million for the month of November 2016. Mr. Tremaine Hampton. The DLA Employee of the Quarter annual recipient for Category C, civilian grades 13 through 15, is IBK Arslan, DLA Energy. Ms. Arslan is an integral member of DLA Energy Europe and Africa, serving as the U.S. Africa Command Liaison Officer. She ensured DLA Energy was postured to support the demands of the warfighter. Her initiative to operationalize her role as the U.S. AFRICOM Eleanor yielded immediate results in resolving roadblocks and bottlenecks in a wide variety of supply chains across the extremely challenging African continent. Ms. Ibike Arslan. The next category of awards are the Team Performance Awards. Team Performance Awards recognize teams within DLA that have improved organizational performance by using structured improvement methods or have advanced the principles of teamwork. A total of 20 nominations were divided by small, medium, and large teams with one award recipient from each category. In the category of small team, consisting of 25 members or less, the award goes to the Joint Strike Fighter Accelerated Cataloging Team from DLA Troop Support. This team provided innovative lifecycle sustainment solutions for the F-35 aircraft. Following initial meetings between DLA, U.S. Transcom, and Lockheed Martin executives, all parties agreed to support accelerated cataloging. Overcoming numerous challenges, the team successfully completed their goal by assigning over 9,600 NSNs from June 1st, 2016 to March 1st, 2017. The Joint Strike Fighter Accelerated Cataloging Team.
Awesome.
In the category of medium team, consisting of 26 to 50 members, the winner is the FA-18 Foam Filler Long-Term Contract Team from DLA Aviation. This team exemplifies the agency's mission by providing effective and efficient global solutions to warfighters and our other valued customers. In only 8 months, DLA Aviation, this team of both wholesale and retail supply chain logisticians and acquisition specialists planned and executed an FA-18 fuel cell foam filler long-term contract. The FA-18 Foam Filler Long-Term Contract Team. In the category of large team, consisting of 51 to 125 members, the award goes to the DoD Performance Management and Appraisal Program Implementation Team from DLA Human Resources. With over 25,000 civilian employees transitioning into the system, as well as military supervisors, the highly motivated members of this enterprise-wide DPMAP team, led by DLA Human Resources, anticipated and overcame numerous roadblocks and challenges, resulting in a successful deployment. This included the integration of core tenets of DPMAP into the management of organizational goals and culture throughout the DLA. The DPMAP team's commitment, mission focus, and customer support ensured the success of DLA's transition to DPMAP. The DoD Performance Management and Appraisal Program Implementation Team. Our next category of awards honors our military workforce for superb contributions they make to the agency. Service Member of the Year recognizes the Field Grade Officer, Company Grade Officer, Senior Non-Commissioned Officer, and Junior Non-Commissioned Officer whose performance distinguished them from their peers throughout their contributions. The Field Grade Officer of the Year is Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Rolandus Krall, DLA Joint Reserve Force. Rear Admiral Deborah Haven, Director of the Joint Reserve Force, is accepting on his behalf. Lieutenant Colonel Krall facilitated responsive sustainment to support to over 70 units in Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Egypt, and Jordan. He contributed immeasurably to the deployment and full operational capability of various build partner capacity and advise and assist sites in Iraq and forward logistics elements in Syria. Lieutenant Colonel Rolandus Krall. The Company Grade Officer of the Year is Air Force Captain Don Pieper, DLA Distribution. While serving as the executive officer for DLA Distribution San Joaquin, Captain Pieper excelled in managing the administrative responsibilities for a diverse and multifaceted workforce of nearly 1,400 employees. She excelled in leading and motivating others and managed numerous programs with vast influence and long-range benefit. Captain Don Pieper.
So we finally got it on one stage. Army, Air Force, Navy.
The Senior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Air Force Master Sergeant Gabriela Camarillo, DLA Aviation. Master Sergeant Camarillo has mastered the details of DLA systems and excelled in improving customer support across the supply chain in a role as a demand planner. She exemplifies the whole person concept, whether it is steering one of many special projects, volunteering at the local food pantry, or simultaneously pursuing her master's degree and life cycle logistics level 3 certification. Master Sergeant Gabriela Camarillo. The Junior Non-Commissioned Officer of the Year is Army Staff Sergeant William Fernandez, DLA Distribution. In his role as Senior Human Resources Non-Commissioned Officer, Staff Sergeant Fernandez is responsible for advising and assisting 25 field commanders, 340 active duty and reserve service members, and civilian leaders on complex military HR matters. His efforts allowed the Military Personnel Office and Distribution Center commanders to maintain 100% accountability of assigned personnel. Staff Sergeant William Fernandez. We now recognize personnel in the DLA Joint Reserve Force. Navy Rear Admiral Deborah Haven, Director of the DLA Joint Reserve Force, will participate in the presentation of these awards. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Senior Officer of the Year is Army Reserve Major Bruce Neighbor, DLA Land and Maritime. Major Neighbor excelled as the project manager for pre-award support team, leading support reviews of simplified threshold purchases, emergency buys, second look contracts, and technical aged purchase requests. His team collected over 165 solicitations and 200 contracts and obligated more than $2,500,000 in government funds in support of DLA Land and Maritime. Major Bruce Neighbor. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Junior Officer of the Year is Navy Reserve Lieutenant John Elswick. Brigadier General John Lascotti, Commander of DLA Distribution, will accept on his behalf. Lieutenant Elswick distinguished himself while assigned as Foreign Military Sales Officer for the Security Assistance Office with Combined Security Transition Command Afghanistan, where he was primarily responsible for the procurement of equipment for and training of the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces. Lieutenant John Elswick. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Senior Enlisted Member of the Year is Navy Reserve Logistics Specialist, Chief Petty Officer Susan Jerem. Brigadier General Lascotti will also accept on her behalf. As the lead Chief Petty Officer for DLA Distribution Operation Team, Oklahoma City, Chief Petty Officer Jerem was responsible for monthly warehouse operations during drill weekends, which decreased operating expenses by more than $3,000. While deployed in support of DLA disposition services on an expeditionary disposal remediation team, she oversaw the receipt and processing of 200 vehicles, 76,000 pieces of equipment, 2,500 tires. Logistics Specialist, Chief Petty Officer Susan Jerem. The DLA Joint Reserve Force Junior Enlisted Member of the Year is Air Force Reserve Technical Sergeant Gregory Sprouse of DLA Aviation. Technical Sergeant Sprouse proved so valuable to the creation of the DLA Aviation's Nuclear Enterprise Support Office. DLA Aviation extended his active duty period for an additional 12 months. In February 2017, he transitioned to Weapons System Program Manager and began engaging with AFSC, briefing DLA lines of efforts and leading the way to sustain Air Force Integrated Tactical Weapons Attack Assessment Systems. Technical Sergeant Gregory Sprouse. Next are the DLA Equal Employment Opportunity Awards. These awards recognize the activity in individuals who, through personal commitment and dedications, meet and exceed the challenge of making our workforce a place where people can work, learn, and grow. Ms. Janice Samuel, Acting Director of the DLA Equal Employment Opportunity Office, will participate in presenting these 4 EEO awards. The DLA Outstanding Employee with a Disability is Thomas Comings from DLA Land and Maritime. Mr. Comings' ability to capitalize on his strengths make him a force multiplier within DLA. Because of his unsurpassed level of dedication and eagerness to demonstrate what right looks like to new team members, he deserves the highest recognition possible. Longtime coworkers refer to him as a great friend who has persevered over the years and proven to them how capable he is both as a professional and a person. Mr. Thomas Comings.
One more round of applause, please.
The award for achievement in EEO by an employee goes to Jose Ramos, DLA Troop Support. Mr. Ramos has broken down barriers to expand DLA Troop Support's ability to hire college students and candidates through the PACER program. His hard work has enabled DLA Troop Support to create a pipeline that will improve the participation rate of Hispanic employees at the GS-12 and supervisory levels. Thanks to his efforts, the overall troop support participation rate for Hispanic employees exceeds the Philadelphia metropolitan statistical area by 1.8%. Mr. Jose Ramos. The award for achievement in EEO by a supervisor or manager goes to Roy Dillard, DLA Troop Support. Ruben Filomeno, Equal Employment Opportunity Manager for DLA Troop Support, will accept on his behalf. Mr. Dillard's mentoring of over 30 employees and supervisors has provided his protégés developmental opportunities, work-life balance skills, and essential strategies to compete and succeed as senior leaders at DLA Troop Support. He was instrumental in supporting the deployment of the World Cafe, a new process designed to foster authentic conversation and knowledge sharing among people of varied backgrounds. Mr. Roy Dillard. The DLA Award for Achievement in EEO by an Organization category is awarded to DLA Troop Support. Ruben Filomeno and Carlos Daño will accept this award. DLA Troop Support has advanced a successful diversity and inclusion initiative known as the World Cafe, where employees discuss work environment issues and concerns from race relations to physical environment improvements. Some barriers for individuals with disabilities and other groups with low participation rates have been addressed, and others are in a workplace focused on equal employment opportunity and inclusion. DLA Troop Support. The next category of awards recognize family and Morale and Welfare Excellence. Mr. David Kless, Acting DLA Chief of Staff, will participate in presenting these awards. The first award in this category is the Family and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Facility or Program Excellence Award, established to provide higher-level recognition of agency employees, programs, and facilities. The awardee for the Family and MWR Facility Program Excellence Award is Todd Smith, DLA Installation Operations at Susquehanna Sports Fitness and Aquatics Program. Through Mr. Smith's leadership and dedication, the Sport and Fitness Center successfully provided an innovative and competitive sports and fitness program that enhanced the quality of life, readiness, and resiliency of the DLA workforce, shattering previous year's participation numbers. The sport and fitness program offered over 21 events, including the ingenious joint competitive partnership with the surrounding 4 military installations. Mr. Todd Smith. The awardee for the Family and MWR Program Management Award is Ann Walker, Defense Distribution Center, Susquehanna. Ms. Walker serves as the Family Advocacy Program Manager for the Family and Morale, Welfare, and Recreation Division at Susquehanna and is a trusted confidant and resource to employees and their families. She goes above and beyond while training military and civilian organizations and child care professionals or networking with military, state, and local agencies. Ms. Ann Walker. The next awards recognize DLA police officers and police units that have demonstrated the utmost in teamwork, honesty, respect, integrity, loyalty, and dedication. Mr. Kless will remain on stage to help in presenting these awards. The DLA Police Officer of the Year is Officer Christopher Kelty, DLA Installation Operations at Columbus. Officer Kelty's performance is underscored by pride, personal involvement, and accomplishment that sets him apart as a top-performing police officer at DLA Installation Operations at Columbus. Officer Kelty is a recipient of the Officer Achievement Award for 2017. He qualified with his service weapon with a score of 275 out of a possible 300 and has exceeded fitness standards by 135% of the average officer score. Officer Christopher Kelty. The DLA Lead Police Officer of the Year is Sergeant Stephen Benetzar, DLA Installation Support at San Joaquin. Chief of Police Chu Peng Lo is accepting on his behalf. Sergeant Benetzar was temporarily promoted to Supervisory Police Officer over 8 of his peers due to his demonstrated superb leadership skills. He successfully led 400 random anti-terrorism measures, prepared 10 incident reports, and ensured his officers conducted 14,000 commercial truck inspections, 2,000 building checks, and operated 3 access control points. The Supervisory Police Officer of the Year is Captain Christina Franco from DLA Installation Support at San Joaquin. Captain Franco stepped up to cover a section that was short-staffed, overworked, and tasked by multiple entities. She was selected as the first female acting deputy chief of police and was instrumental in helping the department stay under its overtime budget cap. This fiscal awareness resulted in helping the department cut overtime costs by 45%, which equates to approximately $100,000. Captain Christina Franco. The DLA Police Unit of the Year belongs to DLA Installation Operations at Richmond. Chief of Police Chad Tern, Captain Alex Rivera, and Acting Chief Rich Milligan are accepting today. The DLA Police at Richmond continually pursue excellence in the delivery of professional law enforcement services to Defense Supply Center Richmond, protecting a high-value DLA installation with a growing population of employees, contractors, visitors, and preschool children. The department achieved a 100% pass rate on officers' annual physical fitness tests and a 95% average for firearms qualification. DLA Police at Richmond. The next 4 awards recognize the commitment and professionalism of DLA firefighters and fire departments. Mr. Kless will also participate in presenting these awards. The DLA Firefighter of the Year is firefighter Gilbert Ibarra from DLA Installation Operations at San Joaquin. Chief of Police Chu Peng Lo will accept on his behalf. Firefighter Ibarra dedicated over 100 hours revamping the rescue program, identifying deficient program items and out-of-service equipment. He assumed responsibility for accountability, training, and maintenance of all tools and personal protective equipment, maintaining compliance with National Fire Protection Association codes. Firefighter Gilbert Ibarra. The DLA Fire Officer of the Year is Training Chief Carl Weiss, DLA Installation Operations at Susquehanna. Mr. Kless will accept on his behalf. Training Chief Weiss produced a company-specific annual training calendar and developed curriculum for in-house aerial truck company members. He identified a shortage of confined space rescue technicians and outlined a plan for firefighters to complete career development courses. Training Chief Carl Weiss. The DLA Fire Service Instructor of the Year is Captain John Fogg of DLA Installation Operations at Susquehanna, and Mr. Kless will also accept on his behalf. Captain Fogg developed a 16-hour hazardous materials refresher course attended by all 42 members of the department. He organized attendance with a municipal hazardous materials team at the local community college, training crews to control an ammonia product leaking from a rail car, fostering teamwork between departments. Captain John Fogg. The DLA Fire Prevention Program of the Year is DLA Installation Operations at Richmond. Fire Chief Robert Cross will accept on behalf of the team. Defense Supply Center Richmond Fire and Emergency Services Fire Prevention Section executed 438 facility inspections, 200 hot work permits, 15 hydrant permits, and 83 life safety evacuation drills, resulting in 0 loss of life or government resources. Defense Supply Center Richmond Fire and Emergency Services. The DLA Fire Department of the Year is DLA Installation Operations at Richmond. Defense Supply Center Richmond Fire and Emergency Services established a higher response standard than DoD with a response benchmark of 6 minutes for less than 90% of responses. The department responded to numerous structure fires via an automated agreement with the local community, most notably a mutual aid response to a local chemical processing plant fire. Defense Supply Center Richmond Fire and Emergency Services. The next awards recognize acquisition professionals who have demonstrated the highest degree of proficiency, integrity, and dedication in executing the critical mission of providing acquisition support to our nation's warfighters. Roxanne Banks, Deputy Director of DLA Acquisition, will participate in the presentation of the next awards. The award for excellence in acquisition goes to Michael Yacobachi of DLA Acquisition. Mr. Yacobachi played a key role in the award of the J6 Enterprise IT Services Indefinite Delivery, Indefinite Quantity contracts, DLA's first enterprise multiple award contract vehicle supporting J6 for a variety of IT service requirements and valued at $6.2 billion over an 8-year period. Mr. Michael Yacobachi. The Acquisition Workforce Contracting and Purchase Individual Award goes to Christopher Smitley, DLA Land and Maritime. Mr. Smitley serves as a purchasing agent on the Maritime Emergency Buy Team, responsible for the acquisition of repair part purchases up to $150,000. From June 2016 to May 2017, he awarded 681 new contract awards totaling over $5.5 million, with an average of 57 contracts a month. Mr. Christopher Smithley. The Acquisition Workforce Contracting and Purchase Team Award goes to the Medical Surgical Prime Vendor Generation 5 Team, DLA Troop Support. This program provides worldwide access to a broad range of commercial, medical, and surgical products at government-approved prices with full auditability and accountability. Products are ready and available to meet the needs of military medical treatment facilities within the United States and abroad, as well as to deployed units around the globe. The Medical Surgical Prime Vendor Generation 5 Team. The Acquisition Workforce Small Business Team Award goes to the Special Operational Equipment Tailored Logistics Program Team for DLA Troop Support. The Special Operational Equipment Team maintains, manages, and executes a complex tailored logistics support program, a multiple award procurement vehicle that DLA Troop Support uses to efficiently acquire special operational equipment for military and other DoD customers. This program accounts for approximately 40% of the sales of the supply chain. The Special Operational Equipment Tailored Logistics Support Program Team. The Acquisition Support Professional of the Year in the individual category goes to Patrick Van Sant, DLA Distribution. Brigadier General John Lascotti, Commander of DLA Distribution, will accept on his behalf. Mr. Van Sant leverages his significant experience, business acumen, and contracting and distribution knowledge every day to best serve DLA and distribution. His work ethic, high standards, and motivation in providing quality, timely acquisition packages ensure the warfighter and the nation receive products and services at the best value for the taxpayer. Mr. Patrick Van Sant. The Acquisition Support Professional of the Year Team Award is presented to the program's Special Project Team, DLA Land and Maritime. The programs team provided Hurricane Harvey contingency support with open orders for vendors potentially impacted by the storm. The data was refreshed based on actual impacted areas provided by FEMA. Team members then split their focus to begin the process for Hurricane Irma. This proactive approach allowed the supply chains to reach out to affected vendors and develop contingencies for warfighter support. The program's Special Project Team. The next awards are Safety Excellence Awards. These awards encourage occupational safety and health programs, individual employees, teams, and DLA activities to improve overall agency occupational safety and health. Mr. Dave Kless, Acting DLA Chief of Staff, will assist in presenting these awards. The award for Safety Professional of the Year goes to Beatrice Holman of DLA Distribution. Ms. Holman conducted OSHA 10 and 30-hour general industry safety outreach training classes for DLA Distribution Anniston supervisors and employees, in which she worked to identify and explain hazards associated with their operations. She also ensured the safety programs, risk analysis, and hazard identification and management processes were implemented and monitored throughout the annual review of 319 job safety analysis. Ms. Beatrice Holman. The Safety Champion of the Year Award goes to Kathy Brayley, DLA Distribution. Ms. Brayley helped Brayley helped encourage others to participate in the Occupational Safety and Health Program at DLA Distribution, Red River, Texas. She was responsible for filling all mishap reports, overseeing monthly and quarterly inspections of 58 buildings, and updating the Job Hazard Analysis Repository. Ms. Kathy Brayley.
Texas Rangers too. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The Employee Safety Voluntary Protection Program Team Award goes to the Foreign Military Sales Team, Tactical Vehicle Mission Support Team, DLA Distribution. General Lascotti, Commander of DLA Distribution, will accept on this team's behalf. This Oh, okay. Well, excellent. Welcome, team.
Miami Dolphins, the Patriots last night. Oh, well.
Okay.
This multifunctional team worked to safely prepare for the transition of the Foreign Military Sales Tactical Vehicle Mission to DLA Distribution Richmond by reviewing existing processes, including job hazard analyses, training, and licensing. The team also prepared site-specific weight handling procedures, which address safety operations when using slings, overhead cranes, and gantry cranes. The procedure also included use of slings and shackles with the rough terrain container handler. The Foreign Military Sales Tactical Vehicle Mission Support Team. The Management System Recognition Award goes to DLA Installation Operations at DLA Battle Creek. Mr. Michael Cannon, Director of DLA Disposition Services, will accept. In 2017, DLA activities at Battle Creek, Michigan were recertified as Voluntary Protection Program Star Site by OSHA. During the OSHA on-site evaluation, the OSHA team recognized several best practices. These included providing OSHA 10-hour safety training for supervisors and fire wardens, providing local safety videos, and hosting holiday safety events. DLA Installation Operations at Battle Creek. The next awards recognize information technology professionals who have demonstrated the highest degree of proficiency, integrity, and dedication in providing information technology support. Ms. Kathy Cutler, Director of DLA Information Operations, will participate in presenting these awards. The Information Technology Program Manager of the Year is Michelle Evans York, DLA Information Operations. Ms. York was the project manager for the single largest IT initiative that affected every single user of DLA IT systems. She managed the transition from the Windows 7 to Windows 10 operating systems for every DLA user workstation. Ms. Michelle Evans York. The Information Technology Person of the Year is Nelson Alvarez, DLA Information Operations. Mr. Alvarez's innovative approach to the Windows 10 virtual desktop infrastructure deployment for the 3,500 DLA troop support customers across 5 supply chains, and his skillful and dedicated leadership as chairman of the J63 Desktop Support Contract Technical Evaluation Board are only 2 examples of his substantial contributions and major accomplishments. Mr. Nelson Alvarez. The Information Technology Team of the Year is the Windows 10 Virtual Desktop Infrastructure Implementation Team. The Windows 10 VDI implementation team has worked diligently and aggressively over the past 6 months to both secure and enhance the DLA user experience by deploying the DoD-mandated Windows 10 Secure Host baseline and expanding VDI capabilities throughout the DLA enterprise. The team's unique technical skills, resourcefulness, and initiative resulted in accomplishing measurable and innovative achievements. In addition to planning and preparation, migration, and implementation efforts involved a significant level of complexity and coordination across multiple service areas. The Windows 10 Virtual Desktop Infrastructure Implementation Team. And that concludes our presentation of awards for today. This annual awards ceremony is a great opportunity to celebrate the accomplishments of our DLA family. These outstanding men and women exemplify the standard of excellence set by this agency, and we appreciate all that they do each and every day. I would like to ask for all award recipients to stand at this time, and let's give them another round of applause. On behalf of General Williams, thank you for your participation in our DLA 50th Annual Employee Recognition Ceremony. You're invited to join the awardees at a reception in the Headquarters Cafe, where you'll have the opportunity to thank them for their contributions and accomplishments. Please rise for the departure of General Williams, followed by award recipients, their family and friends and senior leaders, and remain in place until your row has been released. Thank you.